Hello, it's Yaroslav and Philosophy Man YouTube channel. Today I'm continuing my topic with connected to this, which I consider to be one of the key points of contemporary popular culture. My One of my previous videos is named Divine Triad in Star Wars, and I'm analyzing the characters of Darth Vader, Han Solo, and Palpatine as sort of the reminiscence of the Greek and Christian mythology. It may seem strange to connect these three characters, as one of them, Han Solo, is obviously a positive, good character, while two others are evil. But I actually find that it is the repetition of the Greek cosmogonic myth about the fight between the new generation of gods and the old generation of titans. It may be very blasphemous to say that the Christian myth, on its part, has an idea of conflict between different personas of Christian God, but there is obviously a contraposition between the New and the Old Testament, which is also the detail that points on the connection of Greek mythology, Christian mythology, and their unity with the today's popular culture. Narrative structures tend to repeat themselves in absolutely different new and old media, and when they meet certain requirements, they become successful franchises, just like Star Wars is. However, today I want to shift emphasis a little bit. I want to analyze the so-called evil part of the classical Star Wars trilogy. That is, Palpatine and Darth Vader. I actually talked a little bit about this topic in my previous videos, but now I want to develop it a little bit more. So Darth Vader is the first negative character we meet in the first episode of the trilogy. He is a very violent, very sinister, and I would say ideologically violence enforcing personality. He is also half a machine, a cyborg, which metaphorically represents him to be the part of the system, law enforcing system, evil laws enforcing system of the empire, more than just a human character. In the end of the trilogy, he finds a redemption. However, this twist is not too realistic from my point of view. I think in this case, the machine part always wins. And throughout the events of the Star Wars franchise, Darth Vader makes a lot of violent and cruel choices, especially to his relatives. And when you're a child, when you watch Star Wars for the first time, you actually don't understand why is he capable of doing something like that to his own children. But in with life experience, you understand that actually this is pretty realistic representations of relations between the father figure, which is both politically and family related power figure, and his, I would say, subordinates. I can recall Karl Marx, a socialistic philosopher who wrote about exploitation and indirectly about political suppression. And he said that the capitalist exploits and suppresses his proletarian employees in the same way as the father of the big family suppressed his family, even his daughters and sons, in the archaic patriarchic society. And that is not a mere metaphor or comparison from the side of Marx. Marx here is appealing to anthropological view on the egalitarian societies, and he's finding the roots of the ancient cultures uh, in the today's world, in his contemporary world. You would see extremely rich and powerful men as abstract power in the relation to his subordinates, to his employees. And when he goes back to his home, to his family, he should be a good family guy, so to say, treating them with respect and dignity, granting them dignity. However, there is a lot of anthropological evidence to say that in patriarchic primitive societies, in cultures of the Bronze Age and the Stone Age, and some of the egalitarian cultures that did not invent steel, uh, the things were pretty much different. The father of the family, the patriarch, was very cruel and disrespectful towards his youngest sons and daughters because in the terms of the family, in the or we would say in the terms of the clan, these were the lowest ranking employees and they should be exploited. You should take all the advantages out of them because it is just the way the system works. If they are not slaves, then you do more labor and you lose your social and economical credit. Marx meant that in a certain way, this patriarchic hierarchy is a logical continuation in the capitalistic society. And so it is mirrored also in the popular culture and Star Wars. Darth Vader is embodiment of raw military and security power, violence, and suppression. It is also symbolic that his uh, guards are stormtroopers. They are described as clones, and this is evident that they are not too competent. And they shouldn't be competent or smart, they are just a material. Uh, People or clones that were formed, molded, and shaped so they will just perform their primitive function without ever thinking of overthrowing their authorities because they even don't have an ability to think in that way. Later in the trilogy, we meet Emperor Palpatine, who at first is a very mysterious figure, and he is the so to say representation of another branch of power. He is more a clerical, the spiritual suppression. His robes and appearance seems to refer to his status as a monk or rather a bishop, the ruler of the monastery, and so on. At certain point, Darth Vader implies that he plans to overthrow the Palpatine, and it is implied that Darth Vader, in certain his characteristics, is superior to Palpatine. Maybe he wields lightsaber better. Maybe he controls the military part of the Empire better. However, it's all more refers to non-canonical parts of the Star Wars. It is, of course, natural for Sith to plan to overthrow their masters, but I think in this case it is more image thing. Darth Vader is quite okay with his Holy Spirit, so to say. He gets all the power he wants and he does not intervene with the other spheres of the life of the Empire. However, Palpatine is shown to be a more experienced and powerful Force user and a sorcerer than Darth Vader is, so maybe there is just no real possibility for him to be overthrown by Darth Vader. This dualistic hierarchy of power in this fiction franchise reminds of the northern myth about Odin and his family. Uh, in Odin's family, there is Thor, who is the strongest god, the son of Odin, and who is sort of the ruling source of ruling power. However, Odin is a respected patriarch of the family still. And there is also an interesting detail that the god of warfare in northern myth is Tyr. However, for the berserks, the most elite warriors of Vikings, the deity is still Odin and not Tyr. So the same dualistic structure of the uh, system, political and law enforcing system, is uh, a popular narrative for many franchises, and it is also can be found in the real life politics. Thank you for your attention. I hope you liked my audio. See you later. Goodbye.